Yeah, sure, sure, yeah.
Hey everyone, can you hear me? Do you need a mic or not? I don't know. For you need? Okay. Is it clear? Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Dappcon 2026, day one. Uh,
Woohoo!
super nice to have everyone. So today we have our first speaker, Tech Rocks from Euro XYZ. He's going to talk about Euro stable coins, what's next, and he's going to also talk about a bunch of stuff like how Euro works with the USD, inflation, and a bunch of things. So, Tech Rocks, there you go.
All right. Thank you very much. So yeah, we will warm up this stage, it looks like. All right. Thank you. It's not about the amount of people in the audience, it's about enthusiasm from the people. So yeah, welcome everybody. So yeah, my name is TechRox. I've been building in Web3 for a few years now, but lately, mostly I've been involved with Arbitrum DAO, and lately, mostly about Euro stablecoins, because I strongly believe that this is part of our industry that is well underserved, and hopefully these talks and these kind of events will encourage more companies, projects, institutions built with Euro stablecoins. So I'm going to start my presentation with a little story. This is a group dinner of 6 people that happened in Rome, in Italy, a month ago. As you can see from our PFPs, all of those people, we are crypto people, Web3 people, right? And yeah, we met for a dinner. This is one of the best carbonara I had in my life. And it was a very, very pleasant evening. And of course, at the end, we decided, yeah, we're going to split the bill, right? So I went to the cashier. I paid for the dinner. And then I said, yeah, it's like 20 euros each. And then how will you pay me that money? And this happened. Imagine that we are all Web3 crypto people, and we still use, this kind of ways to pay. Boo, yeah. I'm not saying anything bad about the companies, but still, and blockchain is still the best and most efficient way to send money, but we still use Revolut, the N26. One guy also paid in cash, and one guy paid in PayPal. But it just shows, where we are at the industry. If even us people, let's say the people who work in crypto, are not using those rails to pay for dinner. Which means that something is broken, right? So what we try to do now here is to maybe bring more awareness to this field. And a lot of similar situations in the past made me build something more about Euro. And I started with this. It's euroxyz.hub, where I started to write different blog posts. I started to write different stats, different news about what is going on in the Euro stablecoin field, and just keeping people up in the loop about what's happening and what's coming. And also the complicated stuff, the MiCAs. We all heard of MiCA, but do we really know what it is, how companies acquire those licenses, and so on and so on. So the idea is to have a very simple way to get all of this knowledge base in one place. Another thing, euroxyz.yield is a simple dashboard that compares different protocols and show you how much yield can you get on your Euro stablecoin. Because in my example, I have a company, it's a Web3 studio. Our treasury was in USD. Because it was but all of the employees and the team is in Europe, so we have our salaries in euro, we have our savings in euro. Because we hold treasury in USD, we lost money due to some exchange rates, but I don't want to be speculative. I think still it's better if your company has a runway, a savings in a currency that you actually use for your salary, for your, I don't know, loans or whatever, right? So the idea here is to build this product just to compare how a company or an individual can get some yield on their stablecoin. And this is data that is pulled from DeFi Llama, and it just uses directly the protocols that are listed here. Another thing that we are doing, and this is we did this was done only once now, but we wanted to bring more awareness through IRL events, and this was a Euro stablecoin meetup that we did in Cannes this year in April. We had a little over 100 people. It was 5 times oversubscribed. And we had some great conversation and networking for people and companies who are building in euro stablecoins. What definitely helps, as you can see from the pictures, the event itself was held in an Irish pub, and we had an open bar. So actually, the conversations were getting better and better by the minute. So it was a very, very pleasant evening. So now I would like to say a few words about state of euro stablecoins and where we are now. So currently, the supply of euro stablecoins is 630 million. The biggest euro stablecoin is Circle. You probably know USDC. So URC is actually 67% of all TVL of euro stablecoins. The stablecoins are, there are 19 different providers, according to DeFi Llama, of euro stablecoin issuers. And those stablecoins are held on 24 different blockchains. But what is very surprising, and this is a screenshot from Gisli from Monerium, he held the talk in Cannes. The whole TVL of stablecoins at the moment is a little over $300 billion. You remember the number, 630 million is euros. All stablecoins is more than 300 billion, right? It actually represents only 0.35% of the whole stablecoin market, which definitely doesn't resonate with how things are in the real world or where the global economy is. So we definitely believe that this is the part of our industry that is very underserved, and we believe that it will grow and grow in the future. So here's the list of some of the stablecoins, the top 10 euro stablecoins. As I mentioned, the Circle is the top, the biggest stablecoin. The second one is an institutional euro stablecoin that was issued by Societe Generale Forge. A few others that is worth to mention here is Urite and Monerium, that is also part of the Gnosis ecosystem. And yeah, this is the, let's say, current landscape of things. We have definitely seen some failed euro stablecoin attempts. Some companies went under or they just left the project. Definitely Mika. Mika is quite expensive for stablecoin issuers, so some companies also decided to pull out. But nevertheless, we still have new companies and new projects entering this field. Maybe one of the most known or talked about lately is Covalis. It's actually institutional euro stablecoin that is supported by 37 different banks. And I think it's very, very exciting for them to enter this part of our industry. Some other stats that maybe we can skip for now, but what is very maybe also interesting at this point is this one. So where do these euro stablecoins live? So big majority of them, of course, is on Ethereum. Solana is second, and Base is at 8.4%. I think from the consumer side of things, where I'm going to talk a bit more in the next few minutes, Base is definitely one of the very interesting parts where we see that adoption might increase quite a lot in the future. And of course, Gnosis. You know, Gnosis Pay is doing amazing stuff with Monerium, URE, and other Circle, App Gnosis. The ecosystem of Gnosis itself is definitely contributing to the growth of euro stablecoin in real life. Here's another, I think, very, very simple, interesting map to see where the current stable coins are positioned. So based on this, Roin Verta is one of the researchers who is researching a lot about Gnosis, about euro stable coins. And yeah, he positioned this very, very interesting map where you can see where the stable coins fall into. But yeah, euro stablecoins or stablecoin in general, you have a lot of institutions who are playing this part of the game. And yeah, URCV, for example, is the second biggest one besides Circle, and they're doing very, very well. And I think based on their examples and their showcase, a lot more institutions will be entering this part of the industry. But today, because this is Dappcon and this is Gnosis event, I would like to talk a little bit more about the consumer side of euro stablecoins, and I'm gonna explain a bit, or maybe showcase a little bit of a few projects that my company is using to build different products on euro stablecoins. For the onboarding part, I would like to highlight 3 projects: Monerium, Transact, and MoonPay. So what the main challenge is, how can we bring non-crypto people on chain, right? And these 3 companies are a very good examples who are trying to solve this and try to make their products better, more convenient, more easy to use, so non-crypto people can use them. For example, how Monerium is doing this. So on Monerium, you can create and sign up for their wallet. But once you do, and if you want, you can do KYC. But if you do KYC, you get an IBAN. You probably everybody in Europe know their IBAN number. So if you imagine, it's easy then to send your euro from your bank to your Monerium wallet. And from Monerium wallet, you can send it either to your non-custodial wallet, or you can send it to somebody else. Your money is then on chain, right? And I think they solved this problem very, very well, because even, I don't know, my mom understands, okay, I have to send this money to this IBAN account. Few other projects or companies who are doing things very well and some very interesting stuff. LeFi, CowSwap, of course, and Relay. So we have different chains, money is flowing from different chains, we need bridges, we need swap options, and I think those three companies are doing very, very good stuff to solve and make these things easier. LeFi is one of the products that we use quite a lot in my studio, because they offer these APIs and SDKs where, as a builder, you can easily integrate the swapping and the bridging within your app, so you can make it very seamless for people. They're also, I think, every month they're giving out new features, new ideas, which is very, very welcoming, because yeah, we need more of those infrastructure built, so people and builders can build easier. Yield and savings, right? Because we're talking about stablecoins here, it's very important that we have a lot of different options where we can stake or get some kind of a yield on our euro stablecoins. Morpho, Yo Protocol, Aave, of course, are a few examples that have a lot of TVL of euros in their protocols, and of course Euro XYZ as my project, where you can easily compare the TVL and the yield between those projects. Morpho, they're doing some amazing stuff with EuroCV. They offer great yields, and great products for institutions. But for consumers, maybe it's easier. The easiest way to compare different protocols is just to go to Euro XYZ, and then you can see how much TVL, how much API each of those protocols offer. And now the payment, right? The euro stablecoins, of course, they live on chain, but we have to use them in real life, or find an easy way to use them in real life. Here, I would definitely like to highlight Gnosis Pay. You have a lot of the team members here in the building. They have a booth there. If you don't use Gnosis Pay yet, check it out. It's my go-to payment card that I've been using for the last 2 years, actually every day. But not only Gnosis Pay, Gnosis Pay is just one piece of this puzzle. You have, because their infrastructure can be integrated within other apps, like Rebind, for example. Here, Rebind is another payment or credit card issuer that actually uses Gnosis Pay technology in the back, but it makes it super easy, for non-crypto people to be onboarded and to start using on-chain money. Zeal is another example of a wallet that integrated Gnosis Pay within their wallet. So, another great project that need to be highlighted here. MetaMax, WireX are one of the, of course, pioneers as well in this field, and they're also always try to innovate and find new features. Maybe I would just like to highlight Gnosis ecosystem, because at the end of the day, we are at Dappcon. Right here on the left side, you can see Gnosis Pay. This is how your app looks like. But on the right side, now you can see App Gnosis. I know it's a little bit confusing now, but Gnosis Pay, App Gnosis, and also Circles, those are 3 different products that Gnosis is now trying to integrate together. But I think they're integrating them together in a very unique and very interesting way. Especially if you're a builder, there's this mini app hackathon happening at the moment. You have a lot of talks. I think now one of them is happening downstairs. But it's very, very interesting to see and innovate in this part of the ecosystem. So now, because we are at the builder stage, I decided to do 2 demos of 2 of the apps that my company has built that is directly addressing the euro stablecoin part. I know this is a curse whenever you try to showcase something live, something doesn't work, but I will try it anyway. So first example is a mini app on Circle. So Circle is basically App Gnosis now. So here's a mini app that my company built. The mini app is called Yield. So basically, if you have money on your app Gnosis, you can easily then take your either URE, URE is the Monerium stablecoin, or USDCE, and get an Aave yield on that balance. So how it works, we were really focusing on UX. We tried to make the whole experience very smooth and very easy to understand. So how it works, for example, I have 42 euros now on my wallet. So I want to, let's say, deposit 25 euros to this Aave pool. I'm going to prove it. I don't know if you use the app Gnosis. It uses account abstraction, so you can, you do it like this and confirm the transaction like that. So what I'm doing now, I'm scanning the QR code with my phone. I'm going to confirm the transaction. All right. And now we can see, the euros are now earning me 2.5% of API, and they've been deposited to Aave v3. So this is a pool on Aave, and my euros are being lent out through Aave, and this is how I'm earning my yield. What is interesting here about how this app has been built? So this app doesn't have any database. It doesn't use. There's not one smart contract that was written for this app, because everything is. Because it's DeFi, it's composable, right? You can take the smart contracts from Aave, just integrate them within your app, so there's no risk of your smart contract being fraudulent or buggy or whatever, so people could lose money. But we're just using the very well-established, protocols and offering them a very simple and easy to understand UX to deposit their money. The second feature that we integrated is for people to invest their money, so investing into Bitcoin or Ethereum here. We actually integrated CowSwap, right? So people could easily deposit their euros and buy Bitcoin, and in the back we're using CowSwap. So again, there's no smart contracts written from our side. We just used what is out there, what is already easy accessible and easy to use. All right, so this is one example of an app that we built, and now another one, and the last one. This one actually addresses the situation that I mentioned at the beginning of my talk. So there was a dinner, for all of you who missed the beginning, there was a dinner in Italy that a bunch of crypto people had, and after I paid for the dinner, I wanted to get euros from everybody, but they just used either PayPal's, the Revolut's, the N26. I wanted to create an app that it's simple for people to send money to, Euro stablecoins to, and this is the product that we built. It's called Euromax, of course, because we want to Euromax this process. And this is an app that is built as a mini app within Farcaster. I don't know if any of you know Farcaster, but it's a Web3 social app. And how it works is directly in here, people can open the Euromax app, and the wallet through their social profile on Farcaster is directly integrated within Euromax. So then you can easily just say, okay, how much money do you want to send to whatever, a friend? How much is coffee in Berlin? Let's call it 3 euros. And 5 euros, all right. 5 euros. I'm going to live demo it. So who here has Farcaster account? All right. Can you tell me your username? He was the first one. Maybe I have something else maybe for you. Okay. Do you remember yours? Who has a Farcaster account?
I think I used to be Cosgallo, but I stopped using it like years ago.
Okay. You sure? Then you can use the app to send half of it to him or something. Okay. What's the username? AEMETTO. Let me see. Is this? Do you find yourself already? No. Met. This one? Metodo, okay. And let's see if this will work, because this is a little bit more. So it's simple. We picked the number of euros that we're going to send, and we have an easy database to search for who we're going to send it to. Let me increase it a bit. But now what we're using is LeFi. LeFi, it's easy to bridge, easy to swap, the protocol that I mentioned before. So what I'm going to do now, I don't have euros on this account, right? But I'm going to send him euro, USD, euro C. So here, through LeFi, I can pick to actually spend, for example, USDC on Arbitrum, right? So let's see if this finds a bridge and a swap. It does. It's the CCTP, something that normal people don't need to know about. I'm just going to confirm and send. It's going to spend 3.5 USDC to send him 3 euros, right? It's the conversion. And it's on Arbitrum. So what now is happening, funds are being bridged from Arbitrum to Base and swapped from USDC to URC. And let's see if it will work. Again, we wanted to hide, with these apps, we wanted to hide all of this complexity behind, so people don't really, and it worked, awesome. So 3 URC has been sent to your wallet. I don't know if you have your wallet on your phone, but you can check, it should be there. But basically, yeah, these are the ideas that my studio is trying to develop and think about. How can we make Euro stablecoin sending or using simple, easy to understand, and so on. So to conclude my presentation, I think I have, the last slide, right? And the message is, the rails are already here. The infrastructure is being built. So actually, it's up to us, the builders, to bring, Euro stablecoins to 350 million people, because this is the amount of people that use euros as their daily, currency, right? And hopefully, my presentation gave you some ideas or maybe something to think about, because, I really wanted to see more euros being adopted. Thank you very much. Yeah.
So, does anyone have any questions? Sure.
Thank you for the is this working? Thank you for the presentation. It was very nice to see a very localized, stablecoin, maxi.
Yeah.
Trying to
I have the hat
that,
and everything.
And trying to incentivize that. I hope I can see that in every market, that there's more stablecoins. Something that you showed very fast that I was wondering in your page is sometimes you show all of these stablecoins, and for us who are building are excited that there are more stablecoins, but at the end of the day, for the user, it's just confusion, right? What's the difference between URE, URC, URCV, URPLIPLIN? Do we need to enforce some sort of curation on this regulation, on this stablecoin regarding what's behind it, or the yields we have 2.5 and the other one gives 3.5 and the other guy goes 5.5. It's what's behind the yield, right? What is the risk people are putting their euros into this yield, and if we need to educate about that, or it's just magic internet money?
Well, overall, I think more providers, more issuers, for example, it's better, because more competition, more, those stablecoin issuers can, let's say, regulate or report each other just to make the end product for the end user better. So I think more issuers is better, but on the other side, especially on the consumer side, let's think about how to make it simple. Like the app that I demoed, the Euromax, this is the user sees this. He doesn't know that it's going to be sending URC. Maybe, if you look in deeper, but they just want to see the Euro logo, and this is how they send it. They don't want to really care about, is it Monerium, is it Circle, or whatever, right?
But do they want to know the risk?
That's another very important topic, right? I think now with MiCA, there are, of course, split opinions about the effects of MiCA, because on one side, MiCA, for example, it's this regulation from Europe that if you issue, for example, stablecoins, you have to pay quite a lot, to get MiCA licensed, so which means that you can exist on either DEXs or SEXs and so on. But on the other side, it's definitely limiting new players entering this field. Like any regulation, it's good for the big companies who have a lot of money, but it's bad for the small ones. But at the end of the day, the consumer side, I believe it's safer now, much safer and much more protected because of those regulations. But yeah, I think maybe the same question could be asked to a bank. You know, if you go to 10 different banks here, people don't really ask about what are the risks because, yeah, this doesn't really happen that much often. But once we have a big crisis, yeah, these are the questions that people then ask. You know, what is risky, what's not. Too late to ask, exactly, yeah. So yeah, don't have all the answers, but from my side, I think more issuers is better, more competition is better, but let's try to make it easier for the consumers.
So yeah, you talk about euro stablecoin. How do you see like the introduction of the digital euro competing with the stablecoin? Will the stablecoin still have its place, or what do you think will be its role when that happens?
I don't really have a clear opinion because it's not really clear how that will work. But I know for a fact that people who are building euro stablecoins, that they're like those that I mentioned here, they don't really see it as a stable coin. It's a digital euro. It will probably use different tech, very regulated. It's going to be known for the local IRSs, what the transactions are. And yeah, it's not the decentralized way to do a stable coin. So not really sure when it will be introduced, how it will affect it. But yeah, this is, I can just say what I hear from the other people, yeah.
Okay, no more questions? You have one more? Okay. You have 1 minute.
I really like this app. I thought like for the dinner, there's also like these kind of apps that could be embedded in other places, right? Because for a user on stablecoin, what we the most difficult part is trying to show and let others use it as well. So like sharing a meal, you put a link and everybody pays there. It makes a lot of sense. How do you see the other builders in the space interacting with consumer euro stablecoin? Is this happening, or it's just you on the page? And
it's not a lot of competition. There's not a lot of competition, but I really like the, Gnosis, the mini app hackathon that is currently happening. I think they have also a workshop tomorrow, the same format as now. If you're a builder, check that out, because Gnosis has been all about euro, or mostly about euro stablecoins. And now with the mini apps, they actually open the pathway for us, the builders, to build on top of the app Gnosis. And you can do stuff like that. The Euromax, yeah, it's currently being built for Farcaster, but this will also be a mini app on app Gnosis, right? So more of those is definitely encouraged. We want to see more of those companies supporting the builders who are building that, yeah.
do you see builders like more
I don't know. I am aware as a builder, once you start building something, you see it all over the place, like some other. So yeah, I wasn't sure what was happening before, but yeah, I think events like this, events like the one in Cannes, they bring more people together. I'm sure that today we will talk also after the event, and maybe you'll have some ideas to build something. So yeah, let's encourage each other to build more.
All right, I think that's it. Thank you so much for joining us for this one. And thanks for an amazing topic.
Thank you.